Hi, sir.
Hey, Farah.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah, have a seat. Farah, I'm sorry to say this. You are a very good employee here, but you are fired.
What? What do you mean? Wait, what?
I'm sorry, Farah, but right now our company is downsizing. So we need to cut down some of our workers, and unfortunately, we choose you as one of the workers.
California dreaming, no, I'm sad to when it's done.
Hi, my name is Farah. I've been working with this company for more than 10 years. I've always thought I was the favorite. But then one day, I was called to meet my boss. That's when it happened. There were a few signs a few months back. I should have noticed. Firstly, they were hiring temporary employees, or known as temps. They're hired through a temporary employment agency, and this is an advantage because they do not have any expectations of a future with the company. If the business declines, the company can cancel its contract, but if it remains at a good level, they can remain with the company. Secondly, there was the outsourcing. Outsourcing is using outside vendors to provide services previously performed internally. Many organizations found this service more cost efficient and productive.
So here we are, we got
Next, the company started to encourage us employees to change careers. They even helped us to learn these skills needed to make a career change. The fourth strategy for reducing the need for layoffs is to offer early retirement packages. These packages are financially worthwhile for an employee to retire earlier than planned because they would have the option to receive extended insurance coverage and outplacement assistance. Early retirement programs are expensive for the company for the first few years, but in the long run, it will save a tremendous amount of money. A fifth option to layoffs is to ask employees to take pay cuts or defer salary increases. This strategy is based on the idea that most economic recessions last less than a year. Hence, when the economy recovers, the company will not take a longer time for it to increase the production again.
It's much lesser than what I usually get.
I'm sorry to inform you guys, but starting next week, our company don't allow overtime anymore.
Wait, why?
The last strategy involves adjusting work schedules. Many organizations try to avoid layoffs by restricting overtime, implementing job sharing, encouraging employees to work at home, implementing payless holidays or shortened work week, and reducing their employees' pay.
I'm sorry, that's our company decision.
Sorry. What is happening?
Employees can also reduce the effect of downsizing by monitoring their organization's economic health. It is advisable that employees take stock of their personal standing at work to help determine their vulnerability to being laid off. Here are some important questions employees should ask themselves. Have I kept up with the latest changes in technology? Have I received excellent performance appraisals? Do I hate my job? Does my dissatisfaction show?
I think this is not a good thing.
Yeah, I know. Have you guys seen the company's economic health?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's worrying me right now.
I know. If we don't do well, some of us might get laid off.
And today is the beginning of the second phase, the announcement. The factors that should be considered when you choose the employees to be laid off, such as seniority, performance, salary level, and organizational need. To reduce the chances of legal problems, the committee deciding which employees will leave should be diverse in terms of race, sex, and age. Layoff announcements are best done in person. Some organizations opt for a general announcement, whereas others prefer that supervisors notify their employees on a one-to-one basis. It is also essential that the organization answers the questions of employees so that they will not become anxious, angry, and resentful or develop their own answers.
You are fired.
To help layoff victims move on with their lives, many organizations have some type of outplacement program. For emotional counseling, laid off employees go through 4 stages. In the first stage of denial, the employee denies that an organizational change or layoff will occur. In the second stage, or the anger stage, employees become angry at the organization for losing their jobs. When the anger has subsided, employees usually move to the fear stage. At this stage, employees start to worry about how they're going to pay the bills, feed their families, and find new jobs. And finally, the acceptance stage. At this stage, the victims accept that the layoff will occur and are now ready to take steps to secure their future. It is at this last stage that employees are ready for specific offers of assistance. As layoff victims move through their fear stage into the acceptance stage, financial counseling is needed. The next step is career assessment and guidance. In this step, psychologists involved in this process will administer a battery of tests that tap an individual's basic abilities, transferable skills, career interests, and work values. There are a few effects of downsizing. Firstly, are the negative consequences that might affect the victims. From a health perspective, victims of downsizing report increases in headaches, stomach upsets, sleeping problems, and physical illness. To reduce effects of downsizing, a few steps can be followed, such as immediately telling families, evaluating the reasons for job loss, taking a vacation, or plan a new course of action. Downsizing does not just affect the victims, but the survivors as well. Research indicates that survivors become afraid of taking risks and are more apprehensive and narrow-minded. They become more stressed, have greater role conflict, lose confidence, and have lower levels of morale and feel of loss of control. Downsizing does not only affect the organization but the local community as well. The local governments suffer as their tax base and revenues are reduced. Banks have greater numbers of loan defaults, crime rates increase, and social problems increase as well. On the positive side, layoffs result in an increase in the quality of the available workforce. It can help other employers and may even result in attracting new industry. Though many organizations continue to downsize, it is not clear that downsizing produces the desired increases in organizational effectiveness. For example, there are reports that organizations that downsized did not improve the financial success of their organizations. Henkoff in 1990 surveyed almost 1,500 downsized organizations and found that half reported lower productivity. Although the downsizing has affected me greatly, I understand why my organization had to lay me off. Now I get to follow my dream of becoming a lecturer. It has been a rough ride, but I made it. And now they say congratulations.
Work so hard, forgot how to vacation.